Hi-ya! Yeah!
Hi, I'm Dawn, and I'm here to introduce you to our new flashcards here at Ninja Therapist. These are our Katana Cards. This is my lovely assistant Layla, who's also my daughter, and she's going to show you the first card in this deck. So this is our Ninja Therapist, and I'm going to show you guys how to use this whole deck. This deck is intended for pretty much anyone, but it works really well for educators, people who are in the healthcare fields like doctors or nurses, as well as therapists. You can even access them if you're just a layperson, it's fine. I find these cards work really well with children throughout their ages. I would say to work with the child to figure out if this is going to work for them, but typically we use them in children who are the age of 12 and under, but we have used them with kids in high schools as well. So you can see all these beautiful colors, and they're not just here because we like colors, it's because this deck is divided into different decks. So essentially you have two decks in one. You have a peace deck and you have a power deck. The reason for that is Ninja Therapist understands there are times you need peace or meditation or calmness to get past a problem, and other times you need some power. So you need different tools to actually get through the situation. Now the first part of this deck are your gray cards. Gray cards, guys, basically just give you the same instructions I'm giving you here, but just in case you get lost or you need a little extra help, that's why these are here. This brings us to our peace deck. Our peace deck is composed of blue cards, green cards, and purple cards. Your blue cards are value cards, your green cards are wisdom cards, and your purple cards are compassion cards. I'll show you guys how these cards work. You basically decide what you want to do with these cards. These are intended for kids who typically are a little more quiet, a little more thoughtful, and they tend to need to calm their thoughts down and think things through before they do anything else. So we're going to come up with a situation. What was the situation we decided on?
My friends kept arguing with
Your
each
friends
other.
are arguing. That's not a good feeling. So let's say we know that Layla's the kind of kid who's usually very kind and caring, but she gets very gummed up when her friends are maybe not acting correctly. So I might choose the value deck. So I'm going to pull these cards and I'm going to say to her, okay, Layla, why don't you pick a card from this deck? Cool. Okay, what have you got?
The attitude I choose to live by.
Cool. Do you know what an attitude is?
No.
Kind of? Okay.
Kind
An attitude is like how you make your choices. Like if you have a happy attitude, you make choices that make you feel happy, okay? So on the back of this card, guys, we have 4 different things, and this is one of the cards where you would write to finish it. But I'm just going to ask her for the purposes of this video. So I would say, okay, what are 4 things that kind of flavor your attitude? Are you usually like a happy person?
happy.
You're happy? Okay. Do you try to be positive? Okay. How about wanting to get along with other people? Okay, so you're kind of easygoing. Okay, so those are some really good values. So what we would do, guys, is we would take those values, we'd write them in little circles, and then I would say to her, okay, how are you using those values today? Tell me something you did today to keep yourself happy.
I'm not really sure.
Okay, well, we do lots of things to stay happy, right? We go outside, we dance around, we sing, we draw pretty pictures. Did you do any of those things today?
Draw.
Cool. So drawing is a great skill to stay happy. So number 3 on this card says, how do we nurture that value? So I'm going to say to her, you really like drawing? Yeah, drawing's super fun. How about for the next couple of minutes, we just draw some really fun pictures that make you feel good and see if that makes you feel a little better right now, okay? And then the last one says, let's pick one thing that we're going to focus on and keep doing it today. So when Layla's done with her drawing, I'm going to say to her, this is a great drawing. Let's take this with us today. And any chance you get, try to use those skills. Think about feeling happy and if you can make a choice to be happier. All right, so those are our value cards. The next card deck is compassion. So I'm going to say, pick a compassion card. What do we got?
Just for today, loving kindness activity be
My beloved. Yes. So these compassion cards, guys, have a lot to do with loving kindness, being kind to yourself, compassion towards oneself. So this particular card, you can see she's feeding a little birdie, okay? And what it says is, I want you to think of someone or something you love with all of your heart. So think it in your head, okay? Let me know when you have it. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so just for today, I want you to think of the thing that you love the most, and I want you to treat yourself like you treat that thing. Can you do that? That might be hard. Do you always treat yourself like someone that you love a lot? Yeah. Do you ever treat yourself kind of like an enemy, or you're kind of hard on yourself or mean to yourself? Sometimes? Okay. So today, I'm going to get that away from you. Today, I just want you to be kind to yourself. I want you to not be so hard on yourself today, and see if it helps you feel better. Okay? So that's how you use this card deck, guys. These are the compassion cards. And finally, we have wisdom cards. These are just cards to help kids think. You can use these with kids who are maybe a little more insular. And we're not going to go over this one specifically, but what I will tell you is a lot of these have quotes, and it's basically a conversation. So you read the quote out loud, like, for an example, I'm going to be so awesome today, yesterday's going to be jealous. And I'm going to say to her, okay, tell me about a time you were awesome. Let's really think about it. Let's bring it up in our heads and try to do that today. So that's your green deck. Now we're going to go to our power deck. Now this deck is full of black and red, and there should be yellow cards, but the yellow cards are so brandy new, I don't even have them yet. So we're going to pretend that this is a yellow card. Your yellow cards are instant interventions. What that means is it's something immediate right now that you can do with the person in your space and help them to calm down. For an example, this is an SOS card. An SOS stands for space, giving them space. O is for an open dialogue, and the final S is for stating expectations. So what I would do if she were with me is I would say to her, okay, are you ready to talk right now, or do you need a little space? I can give you a minute of space. Let's do that together. Let me set a timer. Then I'm going to say to her, okay, what's going on? And have an open dialogue. And finally, I'm going to talk to her about my expectations. If I'm in a school environment, she has to get back to class. So I'm going to say, maybe there's a lot to talk about here, but you do have to get back to class. Tell me one thing we need to handle right now so we can move forward. That's how your yellow cards work. The last part of the power deck here are going to be your black cards and your red cards. Now your black cards are problem-solving cards. This is to encourage kids to solve their problems themselves. When you're working with this deck, guys, you want to make sure that the children can really kind of think clearly. These are for kids who are able to do that. Some kids, when they're very upset, can't do this. You're going to want to go to the peace deck. So go ahead and pick a card. Nice. What you got?
Roadblocks. What's stopping you?
What's stopping you? Okay, cool. So the roadblocks cards, guys, these can be things that are barriers. It could be external things. It could even be internal things. So on the back of here, guys, it's going to give you some instructions, but it says, think about a situation where you feel you're stuck. Okay, so think about a place where you feel stuck right now. What can you control about the situation? So let's say you are stuck in a video game. Okay, you can't climb up the tower, let's say. So what's in your control? You can't control where the tower is, right? But you can control climbing the tower a little bit. Okay, you can control how much energy you have going up the tower, right? So in your control is your energy and your ability to stay on the tower, as long as nobody knocks you off, right? So that's in your control. So we named what's inside our control, and outside of our control is where the tower is, how high the tower is. Okay, if there's anything that's going to knock you off the tower, you can't really control that. The third part of this card is what negative thoughts are stopping you. So what do you fear about climbing this tower? What's scary?
That I might fall off.
You could fall off the tower. That's a really scary thought, absolutely. So you're afraid of falling off the tower. Would your guy die if you fell off the tower? Probably. So it's really important to stay on that tower. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remind her that's okay. It's just a game. It's not real. You're going to be fine. And then I'm going to have her write down 3 positive things about herself, and I'm going to help her breathe in and out to calm her body down. And that's all detailed on your card, okay? The final part of this deck are the action cards. These are cards that are meant for kids who have a lot of kinetic energy and just want to get stuff done. So these can be dealt with really super duper fast and easy. So pick a card. Pick that card.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite cards. So what does the card say?
Music soothes the savage beast.
Yes. So on this card, we have one of the characters in our deck. His name is Dandy the Lion. And I'm going to ask her, what's the song that makes you think of how you feel right now and your friends are fighting? Like a sad song?
Yeah.
Okay, can you think of a sad song?
Superman.
Superman, that's a sad song, right? Yeah. So when you hear that song, it makes you feel
Sad.
Sad, okay. So what's a song we could use to get out of that song so we could feel happy again?
Dance Off.
Dance Off, yay, which is a good song. Clean version, not the explicit version, okay? So Dance Off, which is a really fun song. So what do you like best about that song?
I was actually listening to it this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives you lots of energy, and you don't need specific moves. You can just make them move.
You can just dance it on off.
Yeah,
Woo!
you can just.
I love it. Shake it, girl. All right, so cool. So we're going to think about the way that song makes you feel. And the important thing is you know the song, right? So the song is always right here in your head. So even if you can't get the song, like on an iPod or something like that, like if you're in class, you start to feel down, if you go into the little tape recorder in your head, you can hear that song and you can feel better, which is way cool, right?
The only problem is sometimes I only listen to it and it's hard to concentrate sometimes.
You know what? That is an excellent point. So when you get too stuck on the song, a great thing to do is to take some nice deep breaths to bring you back to the moment that you're in. So reminding yourself, okay, where are you? You're in school. I need to breathe. I'm at my desk. I'm looking at the clock, whatever. Okay, and bringing you back down. So basically, guys, this is the card deck. If you guys have any ideas or anything you think should be added to the deck, please let us know because we're always interested in expanding our deck. Here at Ninja Therapist, we are all about getting rid of the stigma of mental health, and we love educating and we love playing so we can feel better. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.